Okay. Excuse me. I got up a little while ago and yeah, that dust in the morning in your throat. Um, like I said last night, I'm rebuilding my battery bank, and I will take some guff from people from these homemade jumpers, but I'm not I'm not feeding the entire house. I'm not feeding a whole bunch of stuff. I think maybe I got 250 watts being used in total. So I don't need the big heavy cable. I got it where it feeds into the cabin. The main up front batteries have the bigger ones, and the back ones have these smaller ones. I don't know if it's actually gonna, be that much of a drain on the system. If you look at a camp trailer and you're running 14, 16 gauge wire 20 feet down, 20 feet back inside of a camper running lights and stuff, and that's all I'm running is little camp lights. So I don't have to have huge jumpers between the batteries. The worst that's going to happen is it's not getting as good a charge on those batteries with the smaller jumpers, but I'm not feeding where I'm needing the heavy line that I got that much resistance that it's going to, heat up and melt or anything like that. So I don't have a huge load. If I was running this into my house and I had a house and I was feeding all kinds of shit and running them, 1,000-watt inverters and stuff, then yeah, I would definitely have this bigger cable. But I don't, so I don't need it for this application. I just need to connect the power to each other. A couple people said I should be fine that, work on batteries. But be that as it may, I am tearing it down, redoing it. I'll have it in halves, or just half. We'll be running everything. You'll have 5, 6 batteries running everything, and they'll have 4 batteries as backup. So when it gets down to, 12.3, I will shut those batteries off, switch over to the small battery bank. We'll let this battery bank charge back up to 13.5, 14, and then switch back to it. I'll have the generator through the battery charger to boost the charge in it, along with the solar. The solar will be feeding the small bank, while the large bank is getting it off 2 battery chargers, so it'll charge up faster. I actually went up voltage last night. It was 12.3 when I shut everything down last night. Something was definitely hurting this bank. This battery has the little green light in it, at least it did last night. Yeah, I can still see it ain't showing up too good on camera. But that battery was testing 14.2 volts when it was on the solar charger by itself, as it was charging by itself. And when the sun went down, I came over and checked it, and it was at 10.5. So I think, even though it has a green light, I think that battery's shot. All of these, all tested when there was no solar, just on the meter itself. We're testing 12.2, 12.3. I had 2 more. I took them up to the house and put them on a battery charger, 10 amp. Pulled the caps out and did 2 of them at once, or letting them boil. And I let them boil overnight. That should rephosphate them. And inside there's lead plates, and you get a white crust built up. That's the phosphate out of the sulfuric acid. It collects on the lead plates. When the battery gets low in voltage, the phosphate seeps out and attaches to the lead. The lead actually sucks it out like a sponge. And by heating the batteries up and overcharging them, because you don't have to have a 15-volt charger, you just gotta charge them up till they're full and keep charging them and keep going, they get warm and they start boiling. The boiling acid breaks that off the plates, breaks it up, and reabsorbs it into the acid and brings the acid up to its full strength, which, if the plates are still in decent shape, will basically reintroduce the battery. They call it balancing, others call it shocking. It brings the battery back to life. So I'm doing that. So when they're all done, they'll all be put back in the bank and set up. And then I'm going to take Shooter's battery bank and get that one all redone for him. He is also going to be building his own battery and solar system, because he's using some of my panels right now and some of these older batteries. These batteries are all old, used, tested that they're okay, but not to strength where they want them in the industrial application they're being used for. So they're taken out and basically thrown away. I got a friend that grabs them before they reach the scrap part and gives them to us to use. So when we reconstitute them here, shock them, whatever, bring them back to life, if it works, then we have some batteries that are really good for a while. These batteries are not what you need for solar. They'll work. Any lead acid battery will work. They don't have very many cycles life to them, and when they're already old and used and 3-4 years old, they're already, So this will determine if they come back to life, and determine, these batteries are free, so I'm not complaining at all. They're working. If I can keep them above 12.2, I mean, we put in a situation where we threw it together, got it going, and 45 watts on 6, 7, 8, 9 batteries in a day, just, you ain't going to charge them batteries up all the way. So they just slowly get used and used and used. While they're trying to charge, they never get a full good charge. Well, now they're getting reconstituted and getting fully charged and then put in, and then they'll be kept at a level. And that should extend their life once they've been redone quite a bit. This is good enough for now for this first video. I'll show the batteries being shocked, reconstituted, balanced, whatever you want to call it, on the next video.